All right, it is spooky season. Everyone is talking about the things they are afraid of. So let's talk about why you should be afraid of bad marketing because we've all been in that situation, right? Where you finally decide that it's time to invest in marketing. You hire an agency, they promise you the moon, you hand over your credit card information, and you're lucky if you get a couple of rocks, right? Suddenly you're Charlie Brown in that movie going, everyone's talking about the candy they got, and he goes, I got a rock. That's you. You were promised all these warm leads coming in left and right, helping you grow your business, making things easy for the sales team, and instead you got a rock. It's very disappointing. And there are a lot of reasons to be afraid of it because I deal with this a lot where I talk to people who've had this problem and they're very wary all of a sudden of investing in marketing. And I get it. So let's talk about some of the big reasons why everyone should be afraid of marketing. First and foremost, wasted money. No one wants to waste money. You are in business to make money, not to waste it. And that marketing budget, it's not disposable income. It's not money you can afford to just throw away. You are investing that into your business, hoping to get a return on that investment. And when you don't get a return on that investment, it leaves you feeling like you got burned and you were promised the moon and you got a couple of rocks. So obviously, first and foremost, wasted money. Wasted time is another one because time is money. Best case scenario, you have to go back to the marketing agency and say, no, no, this isn't working. Let's adjust. Hopefully, you can give them some specific examples, some specific feedback about what's not working and how they can adjust. And maybe they do, and then it's a great relationship going forward. That can absolutely be worthwhile because hopefully you only have to do that once, maybe twice. And then, of course, they're going to want to meet with you regularly. And as things change in your business, you're going to have to update them on that. But you don't want to be training a whole new marketing team over and over again. And the worst case scenario, as far as wasted time is concerned, is maybe you have to end that relationship. And now you have to start all over again, looking for a new marketing team, vetting that marketing agency. And then you have to go through the same process because they're going to want all that information that you just spent all that time handing over to the first marketing agency. Now they're going to ask you all about your brand, your ideal clients, your origin story, what does your buyer journey look like? You have to go through that whole process, and it's not a short process. So wasted time, which of course is wasted money. And then lost revenue. Because again, you're attracting the wrong people and repelling the right people. So when your marketing isn't aligned with your brand and doesn't really understand your ideal client and speaks to them, you end up with I always go back to, I don't know why my brain always goes back to this one Pepe Le Pew cartoon where this black cat is walking around, I think it's a construction site or something, and ends up with a white stripe painted down its back. And of course, Pepe gets big hearts in his eyes because he thinks he found another sexy skunk. And it's not a skunk, it's a cat. She doesn't want a skunk, she wants a cat. But because she has that white stripe, suddenly she's attracting the wrong animals and repelling animals that think she's a skunk, right? Suddenly they're all running away from her. So your marketing can be the same way. If it's not aligned with your brand, it can attract skunks to you and repel the cats that you want to be working with. So it's super important to make sure that it's really in line with who you are, what you do, why you do it, what's the benefit you provide, what's the problem you're solving for your clients, and then what's the result that they see, and who are those clients, and what language do they use, and how are they interacting with your content, all of those things. Next up, your number 4, frustrated sales team. No one likes a frustrated sales team. They have goals they need to meet, right? Every year, every quarter, you're telling them, look, this is the benchmark, you got to meet it. And of course, they're doing their best. And when marketing is doing its job, marketing and sales can be best friends, right? Because marketing brings in the leads, educates them, warms them up, and goes, all right, you're 90% of the way there, here you go. Now you've got this really warm lead. They're interested. They know the value you provide. They know they want to work with us. All you have to do is close the deal. Makes everyone's life so much easier. When marketing drops the ball, suddenly sales has to spend so much more time. Worst case scenario, talking to people who will never be clients because they're not a good fit. They're not your ideal client and they don't want what you're selling. Best case scenario is they end up talking to people who do eventually close and become clients, but they have to spend much more time educating them, talking to them, multiple meetings, multiple phone calls, emails back and forth, explaining to them the benefits that they provide, why they're the best, why you are the best um, company to provide this service for them. It takes much more time and effort. So now they're working harder, they're working longer hours for less results. And that's frustrating for everyone. And now, of course, you're frustrated because sales isn't meeting their goals and you want to know why they're not meeting their goals and growing your business and getting you more clients. And it all comes back to marketing, which comes brings me to my fifth and final reason to be afraid of bad marketing is losing opportunities for growth because you cannot grow your business without bringing in new leads, right? That's marketing's job. Everything needs to run like a well-oiled machine just to maintain the status quo, just to keep things running, right? If you want to grow your business and get bigger and bring in more leads and then grow your team, you need marketing to bring in more leads. You need sales to close those leads. And then you need to have a team that's ready with that catcher's mitt, right? Ready to catch those leads and actually do the work and serve the clients and make sure they're really happy. All of that starts with marketing. So if marketing drops the ball, it's like a domino effect. Everyone else is kind of sales is flailing to get leads in, the other team is flailing because they have nothing to do because no one brought in the leads, right? So you absolutely have to have a marketing team that is aligned with your brand, understands your brand. I was just talking to another marketer today about we were talking about how what a tricky position it is to be in marketing because we have to get into the heads of our clients, but we also have to get into the heads of their clients because we have to know why they should care, right? And it's really tricky when you work with people who are invested in their business and they're doing the business day in and day out and they're really good at what they do and communicating what they do is not always their strong suit. That's our job as marketing. So, if you need help with that, if you need someone to help you communicate your brand, if you need someone to help define your brand, to come up with that comprehensive marketing strategy because now, you're done kind of throwing things together and you're ready for a comprehensive marketing strategy, let's talk. You can reach me right here, leave a comment right here on YouTube. You can get more information like this over on my website, which is AV as in my initials, Allison Verhalen. That is avwritingservices.com. And you can reach me directly via email at info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. Have a great weekend. Happy blogging, everyone.